I've created a Google Sheet so that you can visualize your fantasy roster, and I'm going to be comparing every stat so that you have a better idea of what to pick. Please remember that the top two scoring games within a series are used. If the player fulfills the title condition for that game, then the bonus is rewarded and the scores from both games are added. The emblem quality and trait amplify the score, and this is the number that you see on your banner. Here I've listed the stats for each color, and I've already added all the formulae for each metric. I'll be sharing the link for the sheet in the description, so you can duplicate the sheet and play around with the values. I would suggest trying out the best case, average case, and worst case scenario. All teams will be playing a minimum of 2 series, so you can keep that in mind when calculating. Another helpful website with fantasy points is Open Dota. With this, you can get a real estimate for most of the stats. I've picked one game from Open Dota, and we will be checking Ame's score based on his stats. For now, I've just assumed the match zone collected and towers destroyed, but this will vary based on how long the game is and how one-sided it is. So in this game, Ame got 13 kills, died 7 times, got 848 CS, 897 GPM. These two I've just assumed. So if you look at the game, we can see that it was a long game, almost 70 minutes. And this is the reason why the kills, deaths, creep score, and GPM are all high. So now in these long games, creep score and GPM are favored a lot, and you can see that from the scores. However, if this was a short game and let's say it was a stomp, we can change the stats around and see how they look. Here we can see a different distribution. Because there have been 0 deaths, deaths has got the highest points. So these scenarios give you a better idea of what you can expect with the points. I would suggest looking at a team and seeing their playstyle. My strategy for this TI is to pick Team Falcons players. If you look at Team Falcons, they have some of the longest games, out of which many cross 60 minutes. In long games, the kills, creep score, GPM, and match zone collected are high, which is what I'm aiming for in the red emblem. Coming to the green emblems, my favorite are team participation and stuns. Stuns can be quite risky, especially if they pick a hero that doesn't have any stuns. But the player that I have in mind is Malrine, who does play a lot of Earthshaker and Sand King. Stuns also, depending on how long the game goes, could go up to 200 or 300 seconds, and this could net you a lot of points. When looking at stats for your mid lane, I would suggest teamfight participation and stuns. Although, if you feel like stuns is too risky, then Tormentor kills is also a good option. Coming to the blue emblems, this again depends on whether it's the mid player or the support player and how the game is going. If it's a long game, then all of these will go up, except for maybe camp stacked, since this usually happens in the early game and not much in the late game. If you're picking for your mid laner, I would suggest taking runes grabbed, and if you're picking for your support player, observer wards placed, watchers taken, and smokes used are 3 really good stats that will give you a lot of points. Hopefully, this will give you a better idea of what you can expect and what to aim for when rolling for your banners. I'll also include links that I found really helpful for you to reference. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.